Hi, I'm Laurie Power, Pastoral Associate for Lifelong Faith Formation at Christ the Redeemer Parish, and welcome to Talking Saints. I'm here today with my co-host, Pete Sanchez, reporter for the Catholic Star-Herald, and we're actually going to mix it up a little bit today. We will be talking about saints, but not a particular saint. Since Christmas is coming, we thought we would create a little gift guide for you so that you can share your faith. And just a little disclaimer, we are not in any way being compensated for endorsing any of these products. They're just things that we like and we wanted to share with all of you so that you can enjoy them and share your faith and your devotion to the saints. Yeah. So how you doing, Pete?
I'm doing pretty well, Laurie. Excited to switch it up a bit. I know our boss, Michael Walsh, mentioned to have a little whimsy sometimes. So we came up with this idea, as you said, kind of to share the faith with others. And we're going to switch it up a bit. You and I it's nice. I think there's something for everyone.
I agree.
In what we'll be talking about. So do you want to kick us off, Laurie? What is the first, I guess?
Sure. So I'll start with a gift that we both like and we both own. So of course I am talking about the Tiny Saints Saint Charms.
Oh, wonderful.
So right now, Pete, who do you have on your keychain right now?
Right now, I have quite a few. I have a Saint Army, if you will.
A Saint Army on your keychain. Okay.
I have Saint Pope John Paul II.
All right.
I have Saint Peter, of course, my patron. I have Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati. I have Nuestra Senora de Caridad de Kobe.
Wow.
That is the icon of Cuba, the patroness of Cuba. Connection there. I have J.R.R. Tolkien, who's not a saint, and he's not, sainthood cause isn't up, but he has a devotion. I have a devotion to him. I shouldn't say devotion, but I really, as a Catholic and as a writer, I've interest in him, which you'll find out more about later. I have...
oh my goodness, you weren't kidding, Pete.
No,
you do have a little Saint Army there.
I do. I have Venerable Fulton Sheen, one of my favorites. And I have another one who I'm trying to find. I hope I did not lose him. Oh, no, I didn't. Here we go. St. Paul.
Nice.
Is another patron of mine who is
good
the sword.
Collection.
And they're just fun. They're like and I lost St. Augustine. I had St. Augustine on there, but he fell off and somebody else found St. Augustine.
Let's hope so.
So I'm happy. I'm hope that he's out there inspiring somebody else because he inspired me. So who do you have?
So I only have two right now. It's St. Faustina.
Okay.
And then Blessed Carlo, which I believe you gave me. It was the special edition from the Eucharistic Congress, since he was so devoted to the Eucharist. But they're great little tiny charms that you can either put in your keychains or I gave them to my students a couple years ago, so they put them on their backpacks. So it makes a great gift for Christmas, for baptism, for confirmation is a good one because you can pick out the person's confirmation saint. And then it's an easy way when you're opening a door or have your keys out, people will say, oh, what's that? Who's that on your keychain? And you could share a little bit about your favorite saints.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of evangelization.
Yes. And so the website is tinysaints.com, and they also sell board books, which a couple years ago, we started giving them to all of our baptism families. So they leave with a little saint board book. There's one that's called The Saints Are Watching Over Me, which is about various different saints and just the idea that the saints intercede for us. And then there's little stories about particular saints. So Saint Therese, her book is called I Am Little Too, or Blessed Pier Giorgio, I Am Joyful in the Mountains. So I would definitely recommend the little board books too for children.
Okay. Yeah. So I told you earlier, I do have a nephew coming
next there you
spring,
go.
So
you can get him some saint board books.
Yeah. Yeah. It all sounds great.
Well, speaking of books, you being the bibliophile would like to recommend some books to us, right?
So how's this working? Am I doing one book?
Yeah, we want to go back and forth? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so as Laurie said, I love books, and what I love getting books, and I love giving books for Christmas, and I think Laurie knows that, or at least book gift cards. I'm always trying to encourage the written word. And the first book, funny enough, I think it almost parallels the journey where the author found out about someone, or at least researched someone later on. So back about when I first started, first couple years with my newspaper, we would get books in the mail from different publishers, hey, check this book out. And I got a book that my editor actually got, and he said, Pete, do you want this? I said, sure. He said, fine, take it. So I hate to say it, but it collected dust in my office for about maybe earlier this year. And finally, I was just cleaning, as a journalist, my place is a mess. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I was able to uncover this book. And as I uncovered it, again, it parallels because it's about this, the author's uncovering his family member. The book is called My Cousin the Saint, and it's by Justin Catanoso. So it was published about 15 years ago, and the book I have is actually not the, it's like a preview copy. It's not the final version, but the book is called My Cousin the Saint, Justin Catanoso. And interesting enough, Justin Catanoso, who I didn't know before I started this journey, he is a graduate of Wildwood Catholic High School. So he's a local guy. He grew up in New Jersey, but then he found out that his so basically, I believe it's his great-grandfather's cousin who is a saint, Padre Gaetano Catanoso from Italy. And this all happened because Justin's was going through, if you read the book, it's a family member goes through some tough times and is seriously ill and in need of a miracle. And that is when Justin realized there's a saint in the family. So he started researching this man, Padre Gaetano, and he was a humble priest. He was a contemporary, lived around the same, this is the late 1800s, early 1900s, of Justin's grandfather, who grew up actually parallel their life. So Justin's grandfather grew up in South Philly, while Gaetano grew up in Italy. So it goes a little bit back and forth. But Gaetano was a humble man who really built up the church in Italy. And this was during the age of fascism too in that time. And he helped the town, and he was beloved, and he had a devotion to the holy face of Jesus. So there's a little bit of that in there. It's and then also what I found neat, Laurie, we always talk about saints meeting saints.
Yeah.
And there's a story about, because he met Padre Pio at one point.
Wow.
Physically. And that's pretty cool. Or at least I don't know if he met him, but he was at a talk,
event
with them. So he knew about Padre Pio. And that's neat. So this book is just...
Is it available now to purchase?
It is, yeah, if you can find it. I would say it's from the William Morrow, HarperCollins publisher.
Okay.
If you Google it, the Justin Catanoso, My Cousin the Saint, it's everywhere you can find books. And it's just a nice book about faith, family, but so much more than that. It's about this man uncovering his past and how it changes his life. And I'm a sucker for that kind of story, and how conversion happens, and how we're never too old to really be changed. And it's awesome because it has to do with roots too. This man is coming to his roots, this author. So, I highly recommend it. So, what do you got next, Laurie?
Oh, right. Well, so I'm kind of going with a theme geared towards children or young people, because that's often who I buy for. So the next gift I'd like to recommend is from the Saintly Heart Company, so their website is saintlyheartco.com, and it's actually a Catholic mom owned and family run business, and they themselves were looking for faith-based Catholic toys for their children and really didn't find them, so they decided to start their own company. And the one product that I really liked is the Pray and Play ABC Saints puzzle. So children can not only learn their alphabet, there's also little saints associated with every letter and facts on the back of the puzzle piece about that particular saint. And I think I bought this for my godson or one of my nieces and nephews. So yeah, definitely a product I would recommend because it's you're praying and playing and learning about the saints. And they also have lots of other fun little Catholic toys that you can check out if you visit the website.
I'm wondering what saints would be Y.
Oh, wait, let's see. I can't tell from the picture. Let me see. I think they might.
Wasn't there Saint Zelda?
Zelly.
Zelly, yes.
Yeah,
Zelly,
Saint
yes.
Joseph is X. Let's see. Oh, I'm proud. You know what? They did Francis Xavier.
Okay. I wonder who Y.
Y. Let's see. Saint Yared. Well, there's one. We have to look him up, Pete.
That's
a lesser known saint.
Saint Yared,
Saint Yared. We'll find out who that is. Maybe stay tuned for a podcast coming soon. Your lesser known saint starting with the letter Y.
We should go through that alphabet. Make sure that we've done all of them.
We've done a lot of them. Let's see what we have here. Agnes, Bernard, Cecilia, Dominic, Elizabeth, Francis, Kateri. Just jumping around. St. Paul Miki. Have we talked about him? He would be a good one, too. He's in here. St. Simon Chen. I don't know anything about St. Simon.
No.
Let's do our research and get back to people on this one.
I'd love
but
that,
I bet
Laurie.
if you bought your child
treasure.
the Pray and Play ABC puzzle now, they would know who St. Simon Chen was.
Yeah. If you find a treasure, that's really a treasure trove for us, too.
I think so.
I want it for me. I'm going to buy it for myself.
Okay. And then you can give it to your nephew. Is it nephew?
Yeah.
Or they don't know. They
be
know it's a
boy.
boy.
Yeah,
Oh, fun.
Boy. So.
All right. So there's another saint gift for the children in your life.
Thank you, Laurie.
All right. Give me another adult gift here, Pete.
Okay.
What should I be reading or giving away as a gift?
Well, I think you should be doing both of this book. So I talked about J.R.R. Tolkien earlier. He's not a saint, but he was a well-known Catholic writer. Probably have heard of either The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, I gather. I hope, at least, because they're classics. Highly recommended. But earlier this year, I got this book from Holly Ordway. It's Word on Fire Publishing. It's called Tolkien's Faith, a Spiritual Biography. And so I knew a bit about Tolkien's life. But with this book, it was about his life, but it's about his faith too growing up and how he came from home. His father died, and his father and mother both died when he and his brother were younger, and he grew up Anglican. But his mother converted to Catholicism, which was actually tough for the family when they converted. But then his mother died, and he and his brother were raised by a priest. And so there's that story about growing up Catholic in that and growing up Anglican, but then learning Catholicism and how it informed his life, his writings, and I think it's appropriate too. We're recording this a few days after Veterans Day, and Tolkien did fight in World War I, and that affected him because he lost friends in the war. And there's some of that symbolism as well in Lord of the Rings about the fight between good, evil, heroism, courage, and what I appreciate about Tolkien, he was a daily mass goer. And it includes some of his writings about how he thought about his faith and his connections with friends. One of his dear friends was C.S. Lewis, who was a Christian, not Catholic. But I think there was something there where Tolkien tried to convert him. It didn't work. But it's just a really good, it's not a straightforward biography, but it's more getting into the roots of his faith. So it's a tome. It's a big book.
Yeah. How many pages is that, Pete? I'm looking at it.
It's just, you take your time with it. This is about 450.
Wow.
I'm going to say, but it's just a fascinating read. And they even have a glossary of terms like adoration and absolution and acolyte, Anglican, beatific vision. So it's really, this book is accessible for so many because if you don't know a word that's used, like, do you know Erastianism?
I do not.
It is the political view that the church should be subordinate to the state.
Interesting.
Named
Okay.
after Calvinist theologian Thomas Erastus. See?
You
So
just learned something. There you
yeah,
go.
and then but you learn about Tolkien, you learn about the faith, and I think for those who've probably read Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit and thought, as I do, that they're really remarkable reads. This is a good book to really dive a little bit deeper
Okay.
into this man. And if you have a lover, and the movies are good. I don't want to stress the movies are not good, but I'm actually going through Lord of the Rings again right now. I'm in the Two Towers, and the books are so much better.
That's
I
true.
mean, I have to say,
That's true. You can't capture everything in the movie. for
No,
sure.
I
It's
mean
in
the
book.
movies I think are fantastic, but the books are just they're you I don't know. It's his own voice where it's his, not that the movies didn't include some of that, but this was one singular vision and then this book it's enlightening if you want to learn more behind the man behind the myth, I guess. I know that sounded so cliche. That's the only thing I can think of. Hey, Laurie, what else you got?
Well, let's see. So now I'm going to switch it over a little bit. So you can also buy gifts for the adults, the men in your life.
Ooh, okay.
And I often shop on a website called catholictothemax.com and discovered that they have saint ties, Pete. So, maybe you're the man in your life might not want a little saint charm or maybe not a statue of a saint, but a saint tie is practical and you can get their patron saint or favorite saint. So I was just looking briefly. I know they have St. Francis, St. Patrick, St. Nicholas, and St. Michael, and they're all really nicely designed. So
Ooh.
yeah, I would definitely recommend some saint ties this Christmas if you're already planning to buy a tie, maybe for your dad or another man in your life. These would be a good addition to his collection.
I like it. Is there?
Do you have any
patron-
saint ties?
I do not. I had Saint socks,
Oh, there you go.
but they fell apart.
Oh
afterwards.
no!
There were Saint Peter socks.
Glad I didn't pick those.
No,
for the
I-
gift guide.
They were it was neat. They were Saint Peter socks with the keys.
Nice.
The keys to the kingdom.
There
and
you go. I didn't see a Saint Peter, but I'll have to look more closely. There should be a Saint Peter tie.
I should
there
have just
isn't
said
one.
they were holy socks.
See.
Would have made. Darn it!
Oh,
I should have kept them. They were
that
holy
was
socks.
The,
Because that's what happened to them when they got aged. And see, that's what we strive to be. We strive to be holy because through the grit and the grime of every day
everyday life.
and the wear and the tear, we realize that we are loved.
Oh,
Just like a good, well-worn sock.
There you go.
So I see.
Love it. Okay, there you go. There's a bonus gift. You can get Saint socks too.
Yeah,
Very
no, I
nice.
like your ties though. I
There you go.
think that's good. I've been trying to up my tie game lately. I'm wearing a tie that's had for a while now,
Okay.
but I was very happy. I have bought a few ties, not saint ties, but
Okay.
I'll
keep that in mind since Christmas is coming.
okay. Well, I already know what I'm getting you, so
Oh, okay.
I actually already have your gift.
Wow.
So-
You're way ahead of the game. Whew.
Well, it's
I'm impressed.
it was one of these things where I keep my eyes open.
Oh, very good.
And I tried to keep my eyes open. So during the year, I try to, especially when September hits, I
Look
try
around,
to,
yeah.
if something strikes me, I'm like, will I be here again? And if not, I'll probably pick it up. So I've picked up a few things.
Nice.
So.
All right. Do you have one more book for us?
One more?
please?
Yes.
Ooh, this is a practical one. I like it.
Yeah,
I could use this one.
Oh, yes. Anybody. Well, if you listened to Talking Catholic earlier this month, we're recording in November. If you listened to, you would know that Laurie and I were privileged to be on with Jen and Mike talking about saints. And we did talk about this book that I just picked up called Dining with the Saints, The Sinner's Guide to a Righteous Feast by Father Leo Padalinga and Michael P.
Oh,
Foley.
Father Leo. He's great.
So you can, it actually goes through the whole liturgical year, and it's really neat. Like you can do like St. Valentine's Day, paella for two.
Ooh.
You can make St. Francis of Assisi, pan roasted chicken and sausage. And You can make eggs Benedict and basil hollandaise for who?
St. Benedict?
Yes.
Love it.
And then I love it. For St. Mary Magdalene, you can make madeleines, which are those little sponge cakes shaped like a seashell. And it says here, dipped in melted chocolate. I've never had them.
I have seen that. Yeah.
I've had lemon madeleines. So
Ooh, very good.
We talked about.
We can dine with the saints all year.
Yeah. And like this was one that, it just sounds good for December 8th, the Immaculate Conception.
Oh, yes. What is it?
Well, because it's the patroness of the United States. What's a national favorite? Beef.
Okay.
So there's a beef lamb burger with blue cheese, of course, for the Blue Mary, and American barbecue sauce.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Okay.
So,
you're going to cook up a burger?
Yeah, and then Our Lady of Guadalupe, tacos al pastor, which is it keeps with the cultural traditions too. And
ooh, do I see St. Lucy?
Yeah,
what
St. Lucy.
Up
yeah.
for St. Lucy?
Okay, so this is the interesting. So I'm reading this about her story. She tradition says that she was tortured and then her eyes were gouged out. A different version is that she gouged out her own eyes when a suitor took a lusty interest in them. Either way, she's most famously portrayed. This is from the book. I'm reading from the book. She's most famously portrayed in Christian art holding a tray containing her two eyes.
Yes.
And
we have a statue of her holding her two eyes in our chapel at our parish.
Wow.
And people come in and say, why is that saint holding olives on a plate? We have to explain what's going on.
Those aren't olives.
Olives.
But so this recipe is the eyes of St. Lucy buns.
Oh, dear.
So
wait, the eyes of St. Lucy what?
Buns.
Buns. Okay.
Eyes of St. Lucy buns. So December 13th.
Do they look tasty? How do you make
I don't know. That's the thing. This
St.
book.
Lucy bun. You can't really. They don't include pictures of the recipes, right?
No. Well, and Father Leo and Michael Foley, maybe a request to have pictures in the next edition. But it's neat because it does
Maybe
follow...
they didn't have time to make all of these recipes.
Yeah. But not only do you get the recipes, you get education, and not only about the saints, but about the liturgical calendar. It talks about the Ember Days, where you can make temporal tempura.
Ooh.
And it has Advent, where
some Advent recipes
you can do... Yeah, it's got, Christmas Eve, it's got a meatless meal, the salmon en papillote. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Christmas Day, baked ham with brown sugar and pineapple, or prosciutto wrapped beef tenderloin. So, I mean, this book
sounds good.
is just, and I think for St. George, it was asparagus and mushrooms. Like the spears, like the sword, and then mushrooms because he was with the forest.
I like it. All right.
So this is and actually, I'm going to plug another book I haven't read, but I've been to parties where a friend of mine has broken this out. So Michael P. Foley also wrote the book called Drinking with the Saints. So if that's kind of a nice companion read to this, so you can do, this is good for dinner parties. It's good conversation starters, I think, having this book. And Father Leo is well known. I have another book of his, Grace Before Meals. And he's well known. You should look him up. He's a Catholic priest and a cook.
Yes.
So, and a chef, and these are just good recipes, and I love to cook, and I'm somebody who really likes to, good with family, friends, good food, and good drink, and this is what the saints want, right? Eat, drink, and be merry, right?
When we're celebrating their feast.
Yes,
sure.
exactly. And so it's just, I can't recommend this book enough, along with the other ones.
Awesome. Can I add one more bonus saint gift here? Because I couldn't decide whether I was going to share about the Saintly Heart or this company. It's called Catholic Family Crate. So CatholicFamilyCrate.com. And it's sort of, part of it is a subscription service where they can send you, based on the liturgical year, they'll send you activities and games and things that you can do with your children. But they also sell individual products like Guess the Saint card game, saint stickers. They have Doctors of the Church bingo. So it looked pretty fun. So I wanted to share that as well as a resource. Any parents or grandparents, aunts, uncles listening. They also have some really good free printables, so printable coloring sheets and things about the saints. So if you want to check them out, CatholicFamilyCrate.com.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
there is a product I bought. I don't remember the name of it, but I got it at a Pauline bookstore in Virginia.
Okay.
It is a book of Catholic doctrine cards, like playing cards. So each
that's
playing
helpful.
card has
Okay.
like, maybe one has the 10 Commandments or
There
the
you
fruits
go.
of the Holy
that
Spirit.
would be great
or,
for the kids. I'll
yeah.
get one for the classrooms.
I wish I remember what it is, but there's
We could
yeah, I
probably just
should put
search
that
that
in.
Catholic doctrine
Catholic
playing
doctrine,
cards. So we'll find them.
or I can maybe mention them on a later podcast when
Okay.
I know where they are. I can just look at them. Hey, what are these? So, yeah, just whatever. Happy shopping, and if you're doing it on Black Friday, be careful, be safe. I don't know. Do you do Black Friday shopping, Laurie?
I do not typically.
No, neither do I. You're recovering from the turkey and
There you go. Yes.
all that stuff. But yeah, no. So hope we enlightened you, and happy hunting for that perfect gift. Hope we gave you some ideas.
Yeah. Have a blessed Advent, and take this season to share a little bit of your faith and devotion to the saints.
Amen.
And we'll end with asking all you holy men and women, saints of God,
Pray for us.